Hey everyone, it's Coffee Stitcher. It is Sunday the 21st. How was everybody's week? Awesome, that's really good to hear. I had, as I'm sure some of you witnessed, a little bit of a rough week, and I want to do a quick moment or two of clarification. We may be about to get visited by the puppy bear. There's no Q&A today, so that's what this is going to kind of take the time of. There is a little bit of haul. I want to start off by saying, as clearly as I possibly can, my problem with the Omnic, with the Quantum Frame, had absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the product, the customer service, the shipping, none of that. I can honestly say that if you like scroll frames and you don't want a Millennium frame and you don't want to wait for a Millennium frame, this would be a fabulous choice. It shipped quick. It was, I cannot say enough nice, positive things about Anton and the Omnic company. My problem with it was not so much the product itself, so much as it was not a product for me. It was not the right tool for me as a stitcher. So please no one take that as me trying to bash the company, because I'm certainly not. Additionally, while I do appreciate all the people going, oh, try this frame, try that frame, I really am not in the market for a frame right now. Financially, it's just not there in the cards. And additionally, I'm really happy with Q-Snaps. In the future, I may look into doing a frame, but as it is now, I've got almost no interest in them. So I appreciate everyone offering help and sending me videos and just positive comments. I do really appreciate that. So and again, thank you to everyone who helped me when I was trying to get it figured out, but it really was not the right product for me. That being said, local stitchers, I took it to Stitch Niche. Andrea has it. She is selling it for me. I'm asking $130. I can be a little flexible, but I am asking the $130. So if there's someone who's local that's wanting an Omnic or has been curious about it, go down to Stitch Niche. It's there. She can show you. I walked her through how to set it up. And on a bigger piece of fabric, yeah, it worked perfectly, but I don't do projects that big. So it really and truly just was not the product for me. So it's there. If anybody is interested and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, head on over to Stitch Niche. She's got it there. And she'll get the money to me. So there you go. On top of that, I was at Stitch Niche on a Thursday, which will lead into the next little bit. And it was nice to actually see a couple of people there, and say hello, and I'm sorry I didn't stay very long, but I'll try to come again on a Thursday soon. So I did pick up a few things. I did not blow my Stitch for Stash budget, not even the slightest. I have $30 that I could spend so far this month, and I spent, let's see, not including tax, so 950, 1280. I spent $16.80. So, first, one of the things I went for was the highlights, which has been discontinued. It's now basically the same thing as the Silk Lame braid, but the color I bought was too green for Passport, so that didn't work. But I've got my stash for later. And then I picked up Black Licorice from Gentle Arts, because I didn't realize I only had it in wool, so I skipped it last time I was there. Dark Chocolate in wool, because I needed another brown hair color. And then I picked up a couple of colors of blending filament for my Soda Stitch Snow White. So I picked up a white, a darker blue, and then 2 shades of pink. So that was what I bought. That was it. So that was my little bit of haul. Alright, so this week... Ouch, that kind of hurt. I worked on a couple of things. I also am pulling Paradise Lost off of being my work project because I've noticed I just have not wanted to stitch on it the last week or so at work. So I'll show you where I got to. I got the words on What Is This That Thou Ha... And I got a good portion of the banner. But I wasn't enjoying it, so I kind of pulled it from what I was doing. So it'll go back into the drawer o' whips. I still like the project, I just wasn't in the mood to be working on it. So, and I'll show you what I'll be doing at work starting next. I did work on Haunted Mansion. I would have actually finished this Tuesday, probably, if the Almanac disaster hadn't occurred. So, but I have my 3 Grim Grinning Ghosts done. I'm stitching this along with Sarah Stitches, doing this as a sal with her. It's by Pedal Pusher, and I forget what color fabric it's on, but it's on a 28 count even weave. So, I have my little 3 Grim Grinning Ghosts come out to socialize. So next month we're going to do the fence, and then we'll do, after that, we've got the house and the landscape. So, depending on how long the house takes me, because it doesn't look like it'll take that long, I may actually kind of do partial landscape, I may mix some of the landscape in with the fence and such, and some of the house. So, we'll see. So, I'm either going to have it finished in March or not. Then I briefly did a start, and this is going to be my new lunch project. This is the start of Mystery Town Sal by Ships Manor. So I've got a little bit started here. I'm doing it because it's a small town, so I'm using a Gilmore Girls needle minder. It's got Lorelai, Rory, and Emily from when Rory graduated. Pretty sure that's from high school. That looks like Chilton. It may be, or Harvard, but I'm thinking it's Chilton. Or Yale, not Harvard, excuse me. So. And then, I worked on, what's this? 20 comments I was looking for the other day. Oh, it's very fine break. Yeah, okay. I don't remember getting that. I worked on Giant Harry Potter, because the Q-Snap works just fine in the scroll frame, or in my Lowry. So, I finished the Ravenclaw banner, finally. I gotta say, banner was so much easier once I got the Q-Snap and wasn't having to support this while stitching. Like, it was just so much easier to work with. So, I'm using NPI Silks. I went back over some of the backstitch in the R because I did it originally with 1 strand, and I think really 2 strands is what I should have done with it. And then I did a little bit of pattern tweaking here because some of these over on this side randomly became 5 stitches, and they were all 4 before that. So I made them all 4 stitches because that just freaked me out. And then I changed the silver to bronze because it's bronze in the books. And one of the things I'm doing with this, as I think I said way back when I started, is I'm trying to reconcile this with my own visual world. Which means that both Katie and Trisha got bombarded with, hey, you were born in 1980, what were you wearing when you were 10? Because the plan, I always pictured, and I know, we'll go into this more when I get them stitched, but the way it came off to me in the books was that they had robes, but they wore their regular clothes under it, and it was more like, for lack of a term, a little bit like a bathrobe where you can still see your shirt under it. So Hermione is probably going to have a New Kids on the Block sweater, unless, and I haven't done my research yet, so please feel free to I'm throwing this out there, any of my UK watchers who were in that age range in 1990, 1991. Was New Kids on the Block popular in England? I would assume they were, but I don't really know. So if there was a band that was more popular, please let me know, because I would be more than happy to switch that to something that was actually British and appropriate. And then I also fell down this really existential rabbit hole of where did the wizarding world and the muggle world, where did the cultures combine, and because you have muggle-borns, and they're bringing their culture in, I mean, it devolved from there. So, being an English major, who has to know things? So those are what I worked on this week. So this next week, I will be working on, I didn't grab it, but I will be doing part 2 of Spooked. That's what's left. I'm going to do the last little bit I had on Spooked to do. And then I've got still Longfellow and Storytime to go. So we'll see what I work on. I've still got 10 days left of the month, so we'll see what I'm able to get accomplished. So there we go. Next week we'll talk about February goals, because I will have a better idea of what I'm doing. So that's kind of it from me. I don't really have a whole lot to add this week. I worked on those things. Yeah, that was kind of it. So, anyway, I hope everyone had a great week. And I will see you all next week.